The good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Obviously, it's going to be another exciting day in my kitchen, isn't it? Where are we going? What are we doing? We're going to go to Sicily, and there's a little island north of Sicily. It's called Stromboli, and it gets its name from ancient Greek for being round. So there's a great dish that I absolutely love. My grandmother, certainly my dad, in the kitchen used to make this and different versions of this, and it's called, hey, it's such an Italian word, hey, Stromboli, how you doing, hey? We're gonna make a round roll of deliciousness of Italiano, you know what I'm saying? Unbelievable, molto buono. Okay, all right, let's go over ingredients. First and foremost, you're gonna need some pizza dough. So use your own recipe. I've got a great recipe online. You can also grab something from the grocery store. I'll tell you, a great place to buy pizza dough is you can go up to a pizza shop. They'll often sell their pizza dough, which is fantastic. So you're gonna want 1 pound of pizza dough, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna want it at a room temperature, all right? To room temperature, which is what I got here. Next, we're gonna want some meat. So traditionally, this became really popular in Philadelphia. And it was made with a capicola and a mozzarella, okay? Hey, I can't help it, that's the food. How you doing, right? I like a mix. I like what they say in Italian, a mista, a mix of different meats, right? So I've got capicola, okay, about a third. I've got a third of salami, hey, and I've got, all right, I'll stop. And I've got a third of a prosciutto. And in total here, I've got about 3/4 of a pound of cuts of meat. And what's great about the Stromboli is it doesn't need a lot of flavor because all the spices and the herbs that are used to cure the meats are gonna give it that delicious flavor. So you don't need the pepper and the garlic and all those other things because often that's gonna be in your cured meats. So that's what makes this easy to make. Now we're gonna want some formaggio, we're gonna want some cheese. So I've got 1 cup shredded mozzarella. I've got 1 cup of shredded provolone stravecchia. Stra, like if you ever like stracciatella, stra means to basically stretch, and vecchia means aged or old. So stravecchia means it's stretched age, and it's cured longer. It's over 18 months. So I'm gonna use 1 cup of shredded stravecchia provolone. You know what I'm saying? We're not messing around here and cooking Italian with Joe's Kitchen. Last year I've got Parmesan cheese, Parmesan Reggiano, certainly the king of cheeses. It needs to come from a certain area in Italy in order to carry the name Parmigiano Reggiano, okay? And this is just, king of cheeses. And we've got 1 cup of shredded Parmigiano Reggiano. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Godfather and Goodfellas mixed in. All right, now we're gonna want a little salt. So today we're gonna take a trip to France to make a little French sea salt. And I love French sea salt. It's briny. And it's just delicious. It doesn't carry that sharp bite. It's got a lot of great minerals in it. And we're gonna use that just for the top, just to add a little flavor. We're gonna want some fresh ground peppercorns. And last but not least, anybody new to our channel, I own a farm in Italy. It's in Puglia, Italy. It's just above the heel. We co-op with a whole group of farms out there to bring you some of the world's best olive oil on the planet, called Vito and Joe's. And I always plug it in our videos. I'd love to share that with you. You can go right online, Cooking Italian with Joe. You can go to our Facebook page, or you can go to the link right below the video and just click the link, buy it now. We'll drop ship you a bottle right to your house. I call it a trip to Italy in the bottle. Okay, Giuseppe, we got it. Enough of the chat and let's get cooking. Let me try to put this thing together. So I'm gonna make life really easy for all of us. I've got the oven heated or preheated 400 degrees. I'm gonna cut a piece of parchment paper and I'm on a cookie sheet, all right? And we're gonna basically assemble everything on this, keep the mess down, makes it fast and easy. First thing I'm gonna do is take that sheet of parchment paper and I'm just gonna spread it right over the counter. Next, I'm gonna take a little Vito and Joe's olive oil and I'm gonna put maybe a tablespoon on the top of the parchment paper. Now I'm gonna grab my pizza dough at room temperature. I'd already put some olive oil on there anyway. I'm gonna put it right on top. And now what to do is just spread out the olive oil. That's to prevent it from sticking. And now I'm gonna spread out my pizza dough to make it in the shape of a large rectangle. Guys, we're spread out perfect. Now we wanna start putting this thing together. So first thing I wanna do, I'm gonna start rolling it out this way long ways. So I'm gonna start spreading the meat. And I don't wanna put the meat close to each side. So give it a couple of inches off each side, and I'll start with my capicola. Hey, I've got Sinatra playing. Guys, in the end, you can go right to the edge little bit of meat sticking out in the side is totally fine. Next, I've got my salami. Next, I'm gonna put my prosciutto. A little tip on the prosciutto, lay it this way because you're gonna cut it this way and it'll come in those nice little pieces. If you do it the other way, sometimes it doesn't bite as well when you're trying to eat it. Now it's cheese time, so I'm gonna take my Parmesan cheese and I'm gonna go all over the place with it here. Next, I've got my provolone, my Stravecchia, and I'm gonna go right up on the edges here. I'm gonna just spread it out a little bit here so it doesn't mount so much in the middle. Now I've got my mozzarella. Again, this is the more traditional cheese with the capicola. And the mozzarella I keep in because it's gonna get the gooeyest. It's the softest of the cheeses. That'll prevent any from leaking out on the side. And now, guys, it gets really easy. So you can use the edge of your parchment just to pull it up, and then just pull that first piece up, which is beautiful. And then just, you're gonna roll it a little bit again. Anything comes out, you'll stuff it in the side. And then what I'm gonna do here, right when I get near the side, I'm gonna pull the other end up over the side. And don't worry like this, if it's tearing, just pull it up together. And then same thing on the ends, just button the ends up a little. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer it to my cookie sheet. Don't worry about shape and size too much because once it starts to get hot, everything will kind of meld together. Okay, a couple of final tips that makes this come out absolutely delicious. I wanna drizzle a little bit of olive oil right over the top, just a light drizzle. Now I'm gonna take some of my sea salt. Now, I didn't wanna salt the inside because with all the cheeses and all the meats, there's already a lot of salt in there, but I wanna just sprinkle, just a really light sprinkle salt on the outside. And again, salt always enhances flavor, pepper adds flavor, and I'm gonna add a little pepper right on the top, and that'll give you a nice bite. When you first bite into it, it gives you that, that great salty, kind of peppery flavor, kind of prepares the palate for the rest of those meats. Couple other important tips. One, you gotta have Frank Sinatra going. I got Come Fly With Me playing 1953 at Capitol Records. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's awesome. And I know you're loving the Stromboli recipe, so another great tip, subscribe to that channel, hit that red button and click the bell. Anytime I got a new trip, a new recipe, blogging with Boreal, it'll come right to your notification box. And I'll tell you, it always means a lot to me when you subscribe to our channel, and hey, it makes you part of the family, right? And then, like I said, link, website, Facebook, bottle of olive oil. You probably already did it. All right, guys, we are ready to go. So we're gonna pop this in the oven. We're probably looking at about 30 minutes total. Keep an eye on it. Every 10 to 15 minutes, you wanna turn it in the oven. Make sure it cooks evenly. We're looking for golden brown, crispy crunch outside and the bottom, all right? Talk to you guys in 30. All right, it's been about 25 minutes. The top was getting perfect. I'm gonna set that down. We're gonna let that cool. I'll talk to you guys in a few. Okay, just plated it. I'm just saying, I got a little cheese there. I gotta try a little bit. Bueno. Guys, always my favorite time. So what do you say we cut into this? Traditionally, it's just gonna be cut about 1.5 inches to no more than 2 inches. Get a nice bread knife or something sharp. I've got the perfect piece right in there, perfect bite. The kitchen, the aroma, it's a combination between my grandmother's kitchen, my mom's, and like a deli in New York City. It's good. A couple ways to hammer this. One, you can eat it just like this. Two, you can eat it with a fork and knife. Today we're gonna eat it with our hand. You can see here the crust, which is just fantastic. You see that pepper and salt, it's got that nice crunch to it. And then you've got the meats, all the cheeses. You see how beautiful that pizza dough is, that air, the tenderness. So I love that because you're gonna get the texture of that crunch with the salt and pepper that's gonna hit you first. And then you got that doughy inside with the gooiness of the cheese and the delicious flavor of all those meats. And I've got my Italiano toolkit. Red towel to handle up the dribblings and a little Pellegrino to wash it down. Hey, I showed up prepared today, you know what I mean? All right, so let's go. I'm looking there. I think this side is gonna be the perfect bite. I tell you, just the smell of the cold cut, my mouth's watering the cold cuts. I'm gonna talk with my mouth full for a moment. First thing that hits you is that salt, pepper, and the crunch, that beautiful texture of the pizza dough. And then immediately you start getting the flavor of the cheeses, which kind of hits your nose, what we call your nasal palate, right? It just fills with that aroma. And now you're getting a flavor of all the meats. And so much of the meat flavors already in the dough. So the flavor of all those herbs I use, the salt, the pepper, the capicola, the prosciutto. I love salami, so you get that little bit of salami. Then the Parmesan Reggiano, mozzarella, which is, I love that. It just adds a goo. And you get the provolone. It gives it that flavor, that smoky, cheesy bite. Oh, that right there is delicious. The best part of this, it's one of those bites you just don't want to end. There's flavor the whole way through. I mean, your mouth just explodes with flavor. I mean, there's a flavor with every single chew, every single bite. Oh, so delicious. What a great, simple, fun, easy recipe to feed your family, and the kids are gonna love it, and it's so Italiano, you know what I mean? It's Stromboli. Hey, how you doing? And guys, thanks so much for joining me in my kitchen today. Remember, hit that red button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, get those notifications. Hey, make you part of the family. Make sure you hit the link, our Facebook or our website. Grab yourself a bottle of Vito and Joe's olive oil right from Italy. Trip to Italy right in a bottle. And guys, one of my most important tips, remember, a couple times a month, ideally every week, shut the TV off, the computer, the telephone, put them in a basket, get the kids around the table, make something delicious, celebrate your heritage, and most important, guys, set some traditions for you and your family. They're gonna last you a lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week,
good life,
buon appetito.
full of fun, seems to be the ideal.